Esther. I think you're probably not alone with that particular experience. And Kathy, hi from Letchworth. Another cold bar. Grateful to be here. Oh, sorry to hear that, Kathy. And Lynn from Herefordshire. Good to see you all. Good. Okay, I've got you on gallery view, so I'm just going to have a little look at who's here. It's very, very nice just to take you all in. Good. Excellent. And we've still got people coming in. So we'll just wait another minute or so, because sometimes people come in just slightly after the hour. And yeah, really, really fantastic to see you all. It is often a very frantic time of year for people. It's a week till Christmas, isn't it? And lots of traveling and shopping and cooking and all these things that are good, obviously. If we're able to be with loved ones, that's wonderful, but there's a lot of work around it. And then there'll be some of us here who aren't able to be with loved ones. And of course, then this Christmas time can be really very, very difficult and a lonely time. So it's good just to be aware of all of that and think of one another. Good. It's so lovely to see your faces out there. Yeah. Wow, look at this. Catherine, kia ora from Windy Wellington. Now, I was born and brought up in Windy Wellington in New Zealand. So welcome, Catherine. And you got Tui dive bombing around the garden this morning like sleek black torpedoes. Lovely to be able to join today in person. So it is really some ungodly out there. Oh no, 8 in the morning. That's not too bad. So for those of you who don't know, tui is a native bird in New Zealand. They're beautiful black birds. They got a little white curly feather at their throat and the most beautiful, beautiful song. So it's like there's another bird that's got a very similar call that's called a bellbird. So the tui sounds like a bellbird, but it does this funny kind of throat thing in the middle of its call. So anyway, that's your little ornithology lesson, if that's what it's called. But anyway, wonderful. So you're in Windy Wellington. It really is windy there. Recently, I did Google. I thought, is it actually true that Wellington is the windiest city in the world? And Catherine, it is true. Yeah. And then we've got Francisca from Beirut. Not sure where that is, Beirut. Um, and Howdy from TX. It's probably Texas, I'm guessing. And I think Catherine's coming back. Thank you. Lovely to hear that. You will understand then the wind, I do. Katie from Cheltenham and Anne from Pocklington on a clear, starry evening. Okay, good. So I think we're going to start now. So I was thinking what to do this evening, and I am aware that it is this quite a sort of frantic time of year for many of us. So I thought we'd do a calming practice, simple calming practice. But also, I've just been co-leading a retreat on balancing the nervous system with my friend Padmadashna, who's a really wonderful movement and meditation teacher. And one of the things we were playing around with in terms of balancing is knowing how to arouse our energy if we're feeling really dull and sluggish, and knowing how to calm our energy if we're feeling a bit aroused. And a very, very simple way of doing this is if you're feeling sort of flat and sluggish, you just lean in a little bit more to the in-breath. So the in-breath is brightening. The in-breath activates the part of our nervous system that is to do with alertness. And then the out-breath activates the part of our nervous system that's to do with calming. So if you're feeling a bit speedy or hyper aroused, then what you can do is just emphasize a little bit more the out-breath. So I'm not talking about sort of forcing the breath in any way, but it's more a kind of quality of attention. You can just lean in a little bit to the in-breath if you're feeling low energy, and lean in a little bit to the out breath if you're feeling like you need to calm down. So I'll lead that during the practice, so you don't need to remember that. But it's a nice little hack, a nice little way we can just find a little bit more balance just by simply how we attend to breathing. And another thing we learnt was, if in doubt, jiggle. And jiggling, which is basically doing this, however you want to. You might just best do it with your hands or even imagining it. Jiggling is really balancing. So if you're feeling, if you're a bit high energy and a bit sort of speedy, jiggling will discharge some of that stress. And if you're really sort of low energy, then jiggling will bring in a bit more energy. So we could start with a little bit of jiggling, and then we'll go into the practice. I even like the word jiggling. It's such a great word, isn't it? So if in doubt, jiggle was one of the things we came away with. So as however you want to do it, just doing a little bit of jiggling. You might want to stand up. I'm just doing it sitting. You might not be able to move hardly anything. That's fine. It might just be your fingers jiggling a little bit. Don't forget to breathe. You might have to take some deeper in breaths and then really sigh on the out breath. Make a noise at home. I'm making a noise here, making a fool of myself, so I expect you to do the same. Good. Okay. And then let's just come back to rest again. And notice the effect. Notice the effect that it's had on you. I notice that I feel a bit more alive. I sort of feel more alive, and I also feel a bit calmer. My energy doesn't feel quite so stuck. So it's very interesting. And let's just let that go and now drop into stillness. Closing our eyes if that's comfortable and we want to, or else we might prefer to lower our gaze. And having a sense of the weight of the body settling down into the support beneath us, whether we're sitting, whether we're lying. So letting it settle and yield, particularly with the out breath. Feeling into the points of contact between the body and the surface beneath us. And what we're doing is we're allowing the body to rest into gravity, be held by gravity. And we're also receiving the support of the earth. And receiving is slightly active. So we're not just collapsing. We're yielding, letting go, releasing, but also receiving with alertness the support of the surface beneath us. It's very, very interesting to find the subtle difference between releasing, yielding on the one hand, and collapsing on the other. We don't want to collapse, but we do want to yield. Letting the buttocks be soft, hands soft, face soft, jaw soft, eyes soft, belly soft. Let's allow our awareness to pour down through the body, all the way into the legs and the feet. So imagine that awareness is like water pouring down and filling the feet and the legs. So we rest inside the feet and the legs. Let's see if we can do this through experiencing the legs and the feet directly. So this will be temperature, sensation, contact with the surface beneath us. Or maybe you've got areas that are dull or numb. We can experience that as well. We're seeing if we can come inside the legs and the feet directly rather than thinking about them as an idea. So we're coming out of conceptual mode into perceptual mode, perceiving directly our immediate experience inside the legs and the feet as a way to ground, as a way to be present. Because we only experience our perceptions right now. Past sensations are a memory, future sensations are an idea. We've got pain or discomfort. Just noticing, is there a tendency to harden, to push it away, contract against it? Perfectly understandable. But this just leads to more tension, more tightness. So let's see if we can allow in these sensations into a kindly, tender field of awareness. And notice the way the sensations are fluid and changing moment by moment. And the pain isn't static. And we ever only experience it one moment at a time. And allowing awareness to fill the torso. Having a sense of the front and the back and the sides and the inside and the surface of the whole torso. Just come into the belly a little bit more. Soft front of the body between the pelvis at the bottom, base of the ribs at the top. And we allow it to swell a little bit on the in-breath, subside on the out-breath. Effortless.
Vidyamala?
Be careful not to force or strain. The main thing is that we yield and release on the out-breath and then let the in-breath flow in its own time. Including the chest. Opening and subsiding and opening and subsiding. And coming into the back of the body, the curve of the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, the whole back. What's it like to rest inside the back with awareness? And feeling into the movements and sensations of breathing in the whole back. Checking that the buttocks are still soft. You're still giving the body to gravity, yielding without collapsing. Meeting anything that's painful with a tender quality of awareness. The whole torso opening a little bit in all directions on the in-breath, subsiding a little bit in all directions on the out-breath, 360-degree breathing. Effortless, gentle. Coming to the shoulders at the sides of the body. Allowing the shoulders to rest into gravity and awareness to fill the arms and the hands. Letting the hands be supported on the legs, on the body, at the sides of the body if we're lying down. Just choosing a position that's as comfortable as possible, that allows the shoulders to rest into gravity. So we're not gripping in the arms or the shoulders. And can we let the hands be soft? Resting, full of awareness, tingling, buzzing, temperature, sensations, contact. Allowing awareness to pour back up through the arms and the shoulders into the neck and the head. We're upright, checking that the head is poised on the top of the neck. Releasing through the base of the skull and yet openness in the throat. We're lying down, giving the weight of the head up to the pillow, the cushion. Yielding, resting. Letting the jaw be soft, tongue soft, mouth soft. And broadening to be aware of the whole body, sitting here, lying here. Yielding, resting, and yet alert. And instead of chasing after thinking, let's see if we can allow experiencing the body directly to be more interesting. As soon as we're in the body, we're in the present, we're in the here and now. Breathing can be a really interesting anchor for the mind. If you prefer, you can use another anchor like the bottom on the chair or the bed or the feet or the hands. Just grounding back in the moment, grounding back in our immediate experience of sensation again and again. And checking in on how we are in terms of balance. It's a very interesting balance between stimulation and calm. And of course, we need both in our lives. But many of us maybe tend a little bit towards the overstimulated end in the modern world. And a really good way to balance that is to just emphasize the out breath a little bit more than the in breath. And have a feeling of calming with each out breath. On the other hand, we can feel very dull and sluggish and tired, low energy. In which case, you could just get a bit interested in the in breath, not forcing, more having a sense that with the in breath, there's alertness and brightness pouring into your body, heart, mind. Always looking for balance. We'll move into an unguided period for about 5 minutes. You just get curious, be interested as best you can. This balance, alertness on the in breath, calm on the out breath, and looking for balance. Not letting go of any effort whatsoever for the last few moments. Resting, yielding, being. Nothing to do, no one to be. Absorbing the practice. We're just beginning to consider bringing the practice to a close, externalizing awareness a little bit more. And when we're ready, beginning to introduce a little bit of movement, maybe fingers, maybe toes. Notice any temptation to rush, to grip. Let's just see if we can stay in the body, stay in the moment, stay with something a little bit more fluid. And then when we're ready, opening our eyes and coming into bigger movements, however we want to, being mindful and careful. Oh, coming back to the screen. Jiggling if we want to. Excellent. So just quickly before people leave, just to let you know that there won't be a meditation next Tuesday because it's the day after Christmas and we're all going to be with our families, the crew who run this. But we'll be back whatever the week is after that. So the first Tuesday of, let me just look at my calendar. What is so yeah, back on the 2nd. Very good. Yeah, excellent. Okay, so wonderful to practice with you again. And for those of you who are new, I always stay on for a little bit at the end, and people just write in the chat box what they noticed, which is very interesting. You know, what did you notice? I'd be curious to know about this kind of balancing through waiting the in or the out breath, how you found that, and any other messages of goodwill. So there's messages of goodwill. So Victoria wishing everyone a happy holiday season. And then Kate sending love to everyone, sending love to everyone for the sometimes difficult time of year. Now, someone's asking about the Christmas Day meditation. There is going to be a Christmas Day meditation. So, Mark, in the background, I wonder if you can ferret around and see if you can find the link for that and put that in the chat box. I think it's 11 o'clock in the morning UK time. I think it might be an hour, and you can dip in and out. And apparently you have permission to turn up in your pajamas or turn up in your sequin trousers, whatever. So it's lovely, isn't it? It's going to be the Christmas Day meditation. So maybe we can see that as the weekly breathworks meditation for next week. Okay, so Janice, lovely, thank you. And then yeah, a couple of people asked about Christmas Day, so that's going to be answered in a moment. Lorian, thanks, Vidyamala. My monkey mind was surrounded by a horde of whirling dervishes today. That's a great image, isn't it? You've got a monkey surrounded by a monkey that's jumping everywhere, surrounded by a horde of whirling dervishes. But I continued to attempt to refocus and finally arrived at a few minutes of peacefulness. See that, isn't that wonderful? You know, you sat there, you just watched that, you let it all play out, and then you arrived at greater peacefulness. So that's really wonderful. And then thanks to you, Mark, and our Breathworks Sangha. Yes, thank you, everybody. And thank you, Mark. A Zoom user, I found it very restful, which I needed. Helen, lots of yawning tonight. Thank you so much. And I think with yawning, just it's quite releasing, isn't it? Yawning. So just allow it to happen. And Janice, happy festivities. I have really enjoyed these sessions this year and I'm very grateful. Victoria, I forgot to breathe in, so I fell asleep. That's very good. You did breathe in, I'm sure, because you're here to tell us about it. But yeah, the interesting, I guess, if you were in that sort of really sleepy thing and you thought, no, I don't. I mean, sometimes it's fine to go to sleep. You might think, I'm really tired. I'm going to have a nap. That's really a very legitimate choice. But if you're thinking, I don't want to go to sleep, so you could then just have these brighter in breaths to see what happens. And then Bugs, thank you so much for the balancing the nervous system retreat, which was the one we did last week and this evening. May we all have peaceful, healthy, joyful, and meaningful holiday. And Nat, I notice stillness, transparency, and deep relaxation. That's nice. Transparency. Yeah, beautiful. I suppose I'm guessing it's everything being a bit less clogged up. So a bit more kind of luminous almost. Yeah, you're nodding when I say that. Fantastic. And we got the post here about meditation, Christmas Day meditation. Brilliant. Thank you, Mark. And then Kathy, helpful to adjust the breath. Thank you. Wishing you all well this festive season. And Lizzie, jiggling. What a wonderful word for this time of year and a lovely sensation too. I'm going to jiggle my way through Christmas and into the new year. Merry Christmas all. That's brilliant. Yes, we could probably all do with quite a bit of jiggling through the Christmas period. And Joe, loved playing with the breath. Thank you so much for this tip. Sending love to you all this Christmas. Catherine, thank you. Even the cheeky tui are now calm. So these are these birds in New Zealand, which are very cheeky. And then she's got some Maori, which I won't be able to pronounce. Mihi kirihimiti. Oh, I'm not even sure what that means. So that's very interesting, isn't it? I was brought up in New Zealand in the 60s and 70s and 80s. We didn't really speak Maori then. And now the Maori language has made an amazing resurgence, which is brilliant, isn't it? So I'm sure if I lived in New Zealand, I would know what that meant. And Donna, a very peaceful mind started to quieten. Happy Christmas, everyone. See you in the new year. And Meg, wishing everyone peace and rest this holiday season. Sending love to Vidyamala and Sona and everyone. Yes, I'll pass on your love, Meg. And Odette, happy belated birthday. Vidyamala, my birthday was yesterday, everybody. And question, timings meant I couldn't attend the retreat. Can one purchase the recordings? I'm hoping so. We're still just sort of reeling from 7 days of intensity, but in the new year, that will be on the list. How do we make the recordings available from the retreat? Yeah, and then Marion, Kitty, one of my cats, joined us today. That's nice. And Eileen, oh, look, I can see. Beautiful cat. And Eileen, thank you. I needed to settle down, which took a while, but I feel much better now. You see, that's fantastic. I needed to settle down, took a while, which is fine. And now you feel much better. And Ruth, sending best wishes and hope you all find space to breathe, to look after yourself this Christmas season. And Helen, lovely to take that time out just to notice how much calmer I can feel. Thanks, Vidyamala, and happy Christmas to you and everyone else. Thanks, Helen. And Karen, thank you so much. I feel this is a constant, beautiful meeting in a sometimes wild world. Merry Christmas for everyone. Yes, a constant, beautiful meeting in a sometimes wild world. Yes, it feels like that to me too. I love meditating with you all every week. And Kate, a lovely, restful practice. Thank you. Yahura, wishing you a happy Christmas, Vidyamala. Happy holidays, everyone. We'll be thinking of you all, sending my love. Fran, have as good a Christmas as you can, everyone. Oh, look, we got a monkey. Brilliant. Looks a bit of a wild monkey mind. Okay, thanks everyone so much. Happy Yuletide. And Dorian, will the Christmas meditation be recorded for those in other time zones? I don't know. I can't answer that. Maybe if you go to the link, it might be obvious, or you could email the office about that. Also, will you be holding another nervous system retreat? I missed it because Santa brought us a very active puppy. Yes, we may well be doing another one next year in September. We have got our week-long Breathworks retreat, the 6th to the 13th of September next year. That will be residential and online. We haven't completely finalized the theme, but it might be the nervous system one again. We'll see. And Katie, have a wonderful festive season, everyone. Joe, thank you for the meditation. Enjoyed yielding rather than collapsing. Yeah, that's such an interesting, subtle distinction. Go well, everyone. And Susan, I shall be jiggling every day now. Help me out of my sluggishness. And Miriam, I went from overstimulated to serene after using that wonderful hack of focusing on the out breath. I started to put effort into the out breath, which wasn't helpful, but eventually just allowed it to happen naturally. And boom, the transformation happened. Thank you. Very, very good, Miriam, because the temptation is then to sort of over effort, but it's more this just, it's very subtle. You just sort of out breath, rest in the out breath, and that will bring about that calming. And wonderful. You said you let it happen naturally, and boom, the transformation happened. Good. Catherine, Merry Christmas. And then Mark's again put in the meditation, the Christmas Day meditation page. Brilliant. Thank you, Mark. And Edith, I too love the distinction between yielding and collapsing. Help me stay focused. Oh, and then lots of nice birthday greetings to me. And Susan will be asleep at 3 a.m. when you have your Christmas Day meditation from hearing for me in Canada. So we'll hopefully feel you there with me. Christmas fairies in my sleep. I hope so. Excuse me. And Katie, let's get jiggle with it this festive season to maintain calm and positive familial relations. Yes. Just imagine all of us with our sometimes tense family moments standing in the corner jiggling. We'll be the crazy people. More birthday greetings. This is interesting from Jennifer. Thank you. Interrupted by my dog barking a few times. Was able to reconnect with the body, bringing balance to the irritation and the calmness of the practice. Many hugs to all. Yeah. So sometimes when things like that happen, where there's something, an interruption, like a dog barking, it's quite good because it sort of gives us that moment, and then we have the chance to come back. Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but Sona came and shouted to me that my dinner was ready in the middle of the meditation. Did you hear that? You did hear it. Oh, that is embarrassing. I thought I had the Zoom filters on really loud, but he did shout quite loudly, didn't he? So I just muted and said, Sona, I'm needing space to breathe, which you should know. Anyway, so that was a moment for all of us. And I'm going to go and have my dinner in a moment. And more birthday greetings. And then, oh, look, Lorian's got, I think it's maybe Danish or Norwegian or Swedish or something. What is it, Lorian? Och God jul till alla. Till. Very, very bad. Oh, you probably can't unmute. You probably haven't got permission to unmute. Anyway, some language that I've just mangled. And Dorian, loving kindness to all, especially those who will be sending holidays alone. I will be there with you. Katie, at least there was no embarrassing nickname he has for you. That's true. He could have said something much worse or foul-mouthed, which he didn't. So let's all be grateful for that. And Laurie, and it's Swedish, saying it's sweet. Och God, jul till alla. Very badly done. And oh, you've unmuted everyone now. So let's hear that from you in proper language, Laurie.
God jul till alla.
Wow, very good. So are you Swedish?
I went to a Swedish college. I'm Danish and Norwegian, and went to a Swedish college, and
wow.
I study a bit of Swedish along with.
Can we hear that again? It was so beautiful.
Och god jul er alla, till er alla.
Very nice. Beautiful. I love Swedish, that uppy downy intonation. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to go and have my dinner and tease Sona about the loud interruption and say everybody heard.
Don't be too rough on him, though.
No, I'll be very nice to him. He's a wonderful, wonderful person.
Tell him
And
we all laughed.
I will, yeah. And really wishing you all what you need over these days, good times with family or peace on your own or whatever it might be. And we'll be back on the 2nd for our Space to Breathe. And don't forget the Christmas Day meditation. And thank you all so, so much for showing up week after week after week and practicing together. It really is a highlight of my week. And I always find it very moving to be with you all.
Hi, this is
Hej då, vi ses.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.